Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Supergirl Season 6 review series. And today I am going to be talking about Episode 3, Phantom Menaces, which I have just finished watching earlier today. And I thought this episode was really good. I really enjoyed watching this one a lot, and I would probably go out and say this was one of the strongest episodes of Season 6 so far. And considering the fact that this is going to be the final one for the show, I think they are doing a great job in pulling out all the stops to put on quite possibly the best season possible. And considering the fact this is going to be the final one, it's going to be a very interesting ride to see how exactly they are going to end Supergirl. So basically, this episode just pretty much continues where we left off. We see Supergirl is still trapped in the Phantom Zone, and she's reunited with her Kryptonian father, Zor-El. And we see J'onn J'onzz, M'gann, Alex, and Brainiac 5 and Dreamer are working tirelessly to try and get Supergirl out of the Phantom Zone. And as we saw at the end of the last episode, which was episode 2, we saw that one of the Phantoms has escaped. So great way to end episode 2 and a cool setup for the third one. And we were introduced to a new character who is connected to an old friend of Supergirl's, which I'll get into momentarily. But overall, I thought this was a really good episode. And we also see Lena and Lex Luthor are in like a power struggle for full control of the family business, aka Luthor Corp. So that was cool as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought this was one of the strongest ones for the show so far, and we're only 3 episodes into the show already. Time goes really, really fast when you're watching a good show. So with that all said, let's get right into it. Let's talk about episode 3, Phantom Menaces. So we see J'onn and M'gann find Silas and realise that one of the Phantoms has gotten out. We see he's in bad shape, but they take him to the tower to get him help. Now, due to one of the Phantoms getting out, they have an ability to freeze people and cause them to have some form of hypothermia. So we see Brainiac 5 works tirelessly to try and get Silas's temperature back to normal. So that's quite an interesting ability for the Phantoms to have, because I've always remembered the Phantoms would just possess people and give them abilities kind of similar to what they did in Smallville. So it's interesting that they've given them some sort of different ability. So we see J'onn calls Alex to let her know about the Phantoms. Alex is deeply sad at home watching Kara's legacy record and crying. She blames herself for not being able to save Kara. And we see Alex is still avoiding J'onn's calls, but Kelly gives her the pep talk that she needs. Meanwhile, at the tower, Brainiac 5 explains how the Phantoms work. They essentially steal the souls of their victims and turn them into Phantoms as well, which is Silas's fate. Alex freezes while J'onn and Brainy subdue him. The friends realise they need to find the escaped Phantom before he can turn others. Meanwhile, in the Phantom Zone, we see Kara and Zor-El hitch a ride on a Phantom and end up in another area of the zone. But a group takes Zor-El and comes to take a now wounded Kara too, but a mysterious woman manages to rescue and drive the others off. In the Phantom Zone, Kara is told that the plan is sacrifice her father, but they have a little bit of time to save him. Kara tells the woman her story and reveals to her that she knows Mxyzptlk. The woman reveals that, I know Mxyzptlk too. She helps Kara with her leg and works to advise her plan, and also reveals her own story. She reveals herself to be Princess Mxyzptlk. That's a bit of a mouthful there. Her father sent her there after killing her older brother. The pair bond, and encouraged by Kara, Nyxly gets her powers back. So, it looks like Mxyzptlk has a sister. Very interesting. I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out. Nyxly and Kara rescue Zor-El, and Kara decides that they need to continue going forward to try and a way out, and that Nyxly's magic might just be the key home. We also see Lex goes on his victory tour of the media, then pays Lena a visit before discovering that he's been locked out of all the accounts. Lex Luthor is now manipulating the DA to go after Lena. Lena then has Brainiac 5 hack into the things and send large sums out of his projects to charitable causes as her counterplay. Lex, of course, is very displeased and sets fire to the children's wing, oh dear, and blames it on Lena. Brainiac 5 is enraged and wants to kill Lex Luthor, but Lena tells him no. Now, it's quite interesting because back in season 5, Brainiac 5 was working very closely with Lex Luthor after he removed his own inhibitors. So to see Brainiac 5 just completely snap and lose it, that he wants to kill Lex Luthor, is not really a side that we see Brainiac 5 from very often, because he's always been this eccentric scientific Kaluan. So to see him just go off the handle was interesting, to say the least. She tells him to let his rage out and then let it go. McGann disagrees with Jean's approach to dealing with the Phantoms and goes on her own, which leads to her being infected, much to Jean's horror. They manage to slow down her transformation, but they know it is inevitable. Jean breaks down. Alex gives him a pep talk and tells him that he has to fight, and in doing so realises there might be a chance to use the merge Jean and McGann did previously to save her. The friends attempt a soul transfusion, but as they start, the Phantoms show up, complicating things. Lena has a plan to reroute them to a secure location while Alex uses herself as bait. While this is going on, we see Jean and Kelly work to save McGann's soul, and after a few tense moments, it all goes according to plan and McGann is saved as the Phantoms are properly secured through the main Phantom is still around. Nixley tells Kara that she has flashes of memories as though from another life. It only began after the fracturing of the Phantom Zone. Lena decides to walk away from Luthor Corp and essentially hands it over to Lex. She made a deal with the DA and then walks away, no longer feeding Lex's obsession. She hates him, but loves herself more. McGann and Jean patch things up and have a tender moment. Back at home, Alex and Kelly also have a tender moment, with Alex asking Kelly to move in with her. We see Lex heads off for his next move, simply stating that he wants more. And the way this episode ends, we see Nixley and Kara agree to work together to try and get out of the Phantom Zone now that Nixley has her magic back. And that pretty much ends episode 3 and my review. Overall, very good episode, as I said. Lots of cool stuff here. The idea of Lena just handing Luthor Corp over to Lex and just walking away was interesting. I do still believe there could be a twist to this. Mixius Pitlick's sister being a princess and trapped in the Phantom Zone is an interesting concept, and one that I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out. And, as once again, Kara is still very much part of the show, but she's more or less taking a backseat as we see a lot of the other heroes are trying desperately to get her out. So I like the direction they're going in for this final season, and I'm wondering how exactly they are going to get her out, because so far all of their plans have been thwarted by Phantoms, so we'll have to see really. But as I said, overall, great episode. So that's it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on Mixius Pitlick's sister being trapped in the Phantom Zone? Do you think she can be trusted? And also, what's your thoughts on her getting her magical powers back? Do you think she'll be able to use them to help Kara and Zor-El escape? And also, do you think they could eventually get Kara out, her friends? Do you think they have a chance of doing that? And also, what about Brainiac 5? Do you think he'll be able to keep his emotions in check? Or do you think he could actually go after Lex Luthor himself and basically take him out? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Supergirl Season 6 review series, where I'll be talking about Episode 4, which I am very much looking forward to talking about. So until next time, take care everybody, and stay safe, and once again, thanks for listening.